Okay, welcome to a new day. It's Bearchild 1723 if you've never been here. Had a little milestone last week. 318 was 24 years without any substance, no drinks, no drugs, no unprescribed medicine, And I showed up, my higher power removed that demon, and it's a bad one. But anyways, I kept showing up and did the work, and kind of blessed, on the other side. I've been clean a little longer than I've used, I think had about 22 and a half years on and off using, since I was 12. So that out of the way, we're going to use some different decks, and I just did the earth signs for April 1st to 15th. And I used the same deck for 2 rows up top. That wasn't my intention, but they're both John Holland deck. This one probably got about 55, 60 cards, so it ain't a full tarot deck. But this is Psychic Tarot. That's what we're going to start with. Then the next row, Tarot of the Heart. This one has 78 cards, so yeah. So that's where we'll be. I'm swamped over till I get to like April 4th and get this last class done. I'm just put too much on my plate, So anyways, apologize. Some of the videos didn't have titles. Now I'm going to do it by the signs. And I'll do one for the 15th to the 30th as well. So let's just get going. We're on water. So this will be water for April 1st to 15th, Spirit. Give me 4 cards for the water signs, April 1st to 15th. First card out is Triumph. Second card out is Moving On. Some of you guys are leaving something. I hope everyone's doing well. If you're in a place where the weather is warm and starting to warm up, I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're feeling that nice transition into spring. I know there's some people that listen from other countries, so they might have little different seasons than us. All right, the waiting game. So the first card out, water, is Triumph. So this is showing somebody with a lot of confidence, They got their flag. They're true to themselves, They're standing all 10 toes down. Not saying it's a he or she, but the energy is very confident, and it's like a knight, going after what they want. I think I'm taking this as maybe a little more developed, than a knight, but you have solar plex and sacral energy in the colors, and someone's going after what they want, passion and desires that are right for them. And then we have Moving On. So this person's more like coming out of a reflection time, and they're leaving that energy in the past. They're moving forward. They reflected, the healing's been done. This is a 6 card. Yeah. So moving into action. And, the leaves that are in front are still green. That's where the growth is, right? And leaves in the back are brown and falling to the ground. So it's showing him walking out of the past into his present. You know what I mean? And that's the only spot your higher power can really help you. If you choose to be stuck or live over here, man, you're going to be in deep regret and sorrow and a lot of energy that really needs to be, released, Okay, next card out, Mental Conflict. Okay. Again, showing some cards around the sacral and the solar plexus. But this is mental conflict, it's saying. It's showing a portion of their mind. I believe this is representing a portion of their mind that keeps replaying something. They're not, this person's not happy with the result of something, but they're not at a position where they've let it go. It's strong. It's taking up mind space, and it's also controlling their emotions. Then we have the waiting game. This is a spiritual card, purple border in this deck, spiritual. They're showing the roots down, the plant growing, and they're showing the person standing on the edge of, energy that's going around that, So the legwork's been put in. This is on the spiritual plane. And, time. Time taking time, This is a major card in this deck, so the overall energy is around a major change. 6 is getting unstuck. 2 is mental conflict, like you're stuck, you know what I mean? You're stuck in some energy that you need to let go of. And then we're having, the waiting game. So, the old's been removed from your life, but the new hasn't come in, so kind of anticipation, temptation maybe to go back towards a past person, place, thing. I'll leave it like that, Let's see what the Tarot of the Heart has. Again, apologize to earth signs. I use the same deck for the top 2 rows, but I guess that's the way it was meant to be, right? Sadness and isolation. What's going on, water? You guys are killing me. Just breathe. Somebody's stressed out. Win or lose? It's all up to you. Take the lesson and move along. And take the lead. Okay. So we have sadness and isolation. It's a 3 card. Somebody could have been hurt by someone else's decision. They're in reflection. This is sort of like the hermit going within. They got light, helping them see their part, see their reflection. That's them. You can look at it as above and below, you know what I mean, or earth and spiritual. They're reaching out to try to understand what's just played out in their life. They're reaching out for understanding to the heavens. And this is saying just breathe. So this is showing that this person's in touch with spiritual help. It's right there, cosmic help, you know what I mean? We gotta ask, guys. We gotta ask. But this is a higher, version of themselves, a guide that's there. So it's showing a female kind of, just getting to the point where they realize, like, wait a minute, I'm not just part of this 3D physical material world, like I'm hooked up to something way stronger, way bigger than this, and hopefully the person, collective, this is water sign, will explore that and how to use that in their life and to make the road a little smoother, a little easier. Then we have win or lose. 1 sword down. It's a 5 card. Swords into the ground. So things have been done, whatever happened is over. It involves love. You see the heart on the sword. Conflict around love, somebody not being chosen, somebody being left in the dust. I'm sorry. Everyone has their turn, water, but it seems like this is real fresh. This is something that's just happened. Then we have take the lead. So this is saying not to fold. Again, a spiritual card underneath the waiting game is take the lead. So after a certain amount of time and a certain amount of hermit mode and reflection, they're saying, get back up on the horse, man. You are the key factor of your life. You know what I mean? Your destiny, based on your actions, and based on, what you learn from certain things that happen and how you approach it differently when it comes back up. Yellow solar plexus, that's action. Orange, red's base chakra. Orange is sacral. You got a mixture of your lower energy centers. Yellow is the strength to move into action, even though this is on the spiritual plane. There's work that has to be done, in the material world too. Accessing this energy, is probably, going to be done through prayer and meditation. It's a good fire type energy. Like you're ready to do something. You might just put all the passion into chasing your career, or I want to like chasing money in a bad way. Money's just money. You know what I mean? It has a certain energy, but the issue we have when we're manifesting, what I've learned is that we got to clear all our past beliefs. It's hard. It's hard work, to have different viewpoints than what was pushed down your throat when you were growing up. There is no scarcity to the universe or to a higher power, right? And you don't have to do anything. If you want to be in the flow of abundance, you need to learn how not to be dragging stuff that's going to limit you, to a lower vibration. I still haven't watched the movie The Secret, or read the book. But overall, it's another manifesting book, and it hyped people up a lot. But I'm gonna say 85% of the people that listened to that and tried to apply it don't know how to do some of the energy work or leg work to be in the proper vibration for that to work. And that's the whole key, all right. We kind of got sidetracked, but maybe not really, Any people need to hear that, that, they're holding on to scarcity factors. You're always going to push away when big gifts come your way. And I know it through experience and still working through it, and I notice the difference. I notice the difference when I take the time, in the morning to connect and be grateful and practice appreciation and announce some things I'm grateful for. Even if it's just the roof over my head, that I'm not getting wet, that there's food in the refrigerator, you know what I mean? There's heat. As we went through the cold season, there was heat in the house. It really, to me, it starts there, Reciprocity. Want to have equal give and take. Okay. All right, water sign. So there's somebody out there for you that's wants to come into partnership energy. I'm feeling this from a female side. Not female, not just female energy, but I feel this is what I said pertains to a female. Then we have unexpected outcome. Things didn't go the way I planned. Okay. I don't know. There's someone that, I won't say playing mind games, but somebody played a game of chess and outsmarted themselves, I guess. That's the energy around this. Somebody was too smart for their own good. They couldn't relax and just let something really nice unfold. It doesn't mean that it's over. It's just, I don't know. They thought they were controlling more than more than they could or would, or it didn't work. Their plan didn't work. And there you go. damage. We are both hurting from this. All right. Water sign. That's what I got up in the first couple rows, that some of you are fresh from a breakup, maybe one with many years, that you were with the person with many years, or you raised children together, and right now you're just not seeing eye to eye. You're definitely not living together. Not based on this card. An unworthy come up. You're a better person than I. So your person's having some guilt or shame around the situation. They think they caused it. You know what I mean? They think they messed it up. And, if they don't verbalize or make effort to come to you and talk about it, then that's the way it's going to go down. You know what I mean? They're going to go into, a protection mode where, oh, I did this. I'm at fault. It's all my fault. Again, female energy. All right. Water signs. Let's take a few for the bottom row. Please and thank you. This is water for April 1st to 15th. Very soon. 2 more cards, Spirit. Please and thank you. 2 more cards for water in the first half of April. Is that one? And then that one. Okay, very soon. This is all around the energy that you decide when you're ready to go back out there, or you decide when you want to kind of sit back and have the Empress energy and see what gets attracted into your life, if you can be patient. And then we have getting to know each other. So this is talking about the process, right? This is talking about 2 people, putting in the time and effort to find out about each other and see each other's characteristics and what they value and, what they like, what they don't like, how open they are emotionally, etc., etc., etc. Then this one goes with this. Vertically, underneath damage, not working out. I said these 2 people aren't living together, or they shouldn't be living together. We have release your ex. So this is just showing the burden and the pain. Water sign. For some of you, this is current or real fresh. If it doesn't pertain to you, just let it go. It's not your reading. But yeah. All right, to finish up this reading, we are going to go into this crazy deck I have. We're going to take 1 card. I'll probably go into the book if I don't know the character, just to get some background. But there's going to be 3 symbols. Fire symbol for one-night stands, a diamond for long-term relationships and breakups, and an infinity symbol for family and friends. So each card has a message for all 3 categories. So, all right, water in the month, first half of April. Spirit, water in the first half of April, please and thank you. We're just looking for 1 card. Please and thank you. I'm going to shuffle 2 more times. Nothing comes out. We'll take the top. That's 1. There it is. All right. Jump the deck. You got Jay-Z. It was trying to come out with earth signs. It was behind the card that flipped. All right. Well, we don't have to look up the character. All right. Let's see. So the first symbol is a fire symbol for one-night stands. And the advice from this magnificent Jay-Z card is avoid one-off deals, or else make sure that they're really worth it. So again, for one-night stands, the advice from Jay-Z is avoid one-off deals, or else make sure they are really worth it. Okay, now the diamond symbol for long-term relationships and breakups. From Jay-Z, we have the right partner is the one who can match you and then some. Okay. Again, for long-term relationships and breakups, this is for water. First 2 weeks of April, we have the right partner is the one who can match you and then some. And lastly, family and friends, the advice from Jay-Z, who's gonna help you run this town tonight? I don't even know what that means. All right, under family and friends, who's gonna help you run this town tonight? So I guess this guy wants to be out and playing, you know? I don't see any strong attachment to family. You know, this is player in the sense of player type energy. So that's what I got for you. Water signs. And if you made this far, please like, subscribe, share a video. Really appreciate your patience with me. On the other side of April 6th, I'll definitely have more time to do this. Probably will open up the website, by June, and I might just do email readings at first, like 3-question readings or something like that. If you're interested in something else, I left the information for somebody I recommend in the description. She's really good. And you guys have a good month.